4 days have elapsed since the tragic occurrence. We find the time too short to record with correctness the transactions in general. A month would be insufficient to detail all the individual and truly deplorable cases which have been communicated to our office. For the information of those who do not regularly read the Observer, it may be necessary to state that in order to make the meeting a perfectly legal one which even the magistrates themselves could not deem other, the meeting which was to have to take place on the previous Monday was relinquished, and another announced for Monday last, free from the objection which was supposed to exist in the first notice. The morning was extremely fine, and well calculated to produce the attendance of an immense assemblage. So early as 10 o'clock, everything was in motion, and everyone with the expectation of a peaceful meeting. Nor did we think that one person in 10,000 anticipated the least harm from the reformers, for few, if any, shops were closed. The assemblage was doubtless very imposing. But when silence was commanded, whilst the resolution was put to appoint Mr. Hunt to the chair, the populace were answered by the exhibition of their townsmen's sabres. Even this demonstration of hostility excited no alarm, the spectators conceiving that they were only in readiness to suppress any commotion which might occur, never dreaming that the legal protectors of the public peace would be the first illegally to break it. Before we relate the most wanton, cowardly and bloody attack made by the Manchester and Salford Yeomanry Cavalry and others, we beg leave to digress in order to state some transactions which took place in the house of Mr. Buxton. The magistrates, with a number of gentlemen of the town, were here in consultation, and the opinion of the magistrates was divided as to the proper mode of proceedings. This difficulty, however, was soon got rid of by 30 civilians, resident gentlemen of Manchester voluntarily offering to make oath that they conceived the peace of the town was endangered. The magistrates would not and durst not apparently have acted without this legal cobweb garment to cover their nakedness. No sooner had this 30 sworn and signed the Manchester Magna Carta than the borough reeve was called upon to mount his charger and lead on the special constables. Few, if any of the meeting, even yet supposed that this martial display was intended for anything more than securing Mr. Hunt. Mr. Hunt was called upon to deliver himself up, which he offered to do to a magistrate. As soon as Mr. Hunt was secured, followed by a scene so truly bloody and horrific that no pen or tongue could paint in its true colours. Without reading the Riot Act, which that despicable sycophant Mr. Ashton had the unblushing impudence to assert was read, without the usual notice to disperse, did they dash in upon those peaceable and defenceless multitude. A most terrific shriek now rent the air. Had the military only attacked robust men, only wounded those who had offered them insult, much less infamy would have been upon them. But it is notorious that some of our gentlemen not only struck the quickest, but the heaviest on those who were the most defenceless. The women seemed to be special objects of rage for those bastard soldiers. There appears to be 5 or 6 dead, as many mortally wounded and not less than 300 wounded. The tragic relation is much heightened from the universal conviction that all the blood which has been spilled has been most wantonly and unnecessarily spilled. Are the people to be told when they ask for bread that they shall have a bullet or sabre? Or if they ask for their constitutional liberty, are they to be confined in a jail? Yes, all this, if some men must govern.